Hey guys, today's video we're talking about why narcissist females want to stay single. They want to say they're single. Like, for example, you'll check their Facebook, it says single on it, but they don't live a single lifestyle. Like, they'll be like, let's say, like they're basically dedicated to one guy. Like I said, borderline narcissist women, they part out their needs. One guy will be the sex guy, one guy will be their counselor, one guy's the best friend, which basically means they manipulate you to get all their needs met and that you don't get nothing back. Um, that's what you're going to get from narcissists and sometimes borderlines. They piece out their needs. So one guy, like I said, will be the guy they go to for sex. Another guy will be the best friend guy that they just more or less use to get their needs met, but the other guy doesn't get none of his needs met. The reason why these narcissist females say that they say that they want to stay single, it's actually for a couple of reasons. Borderline girls do this too. Women that have had really traumatic breakups, like for example, when they've had a breakup, the boyfriend might have assaulted them. Like I had a BPD girlfriend that her boyfriend had asked her to marry her, and she said she didn't want to do that, and then she ended up like breaking up with a guy. She ended up wanting to break up with him, and he ended up assaulting her. Ended up like punching her in the head like 2 or 3 times. So that's an example as to why that female now avoids men, because she has PTSD in relation to relationships. And so good guys like me that don't have any domestic violence history get pushed away. I've literally never harmed a woman. I've never beaten a woman. I've never slapped a woman. I've never once made a girl feel afraid of her safety. Um, so that's an example as why a narcissist or a borderline might want to stay single status, is because every time they had a breakup, they had a traumatic event. Like the same girl, she had another breakup, and I think the guy even like hit her again in the head, like a different guy hit her, and then like busted her windshield. So this is why she says to me now, like I talked to this person a few weeks ago. She said that she's all set with men. She doesn't want to date men. Relationships trigger her. What is she actually saying? She's saying that every time she did the boyfriend thing, she ended up getting hurt in the long run, because she would ultimately push these guys away because she has BPD, and BPD girls go through love-hate cycles. So she'd meet a guy, she'd love bomb the shit out of them. They'd get attached because most of these guys are, have a healthy attachment style. So they're getting attached to the BPD girl, and then the BPD girl, because she goes through love-hate cycles, that her valuing the man at the beginning of the relationship, the love bomb that the BPD girl does, and narcissists do this too, quickly starts going to devaluement. So they start looking at the person's flaws. And then ultimately they want to discard the boyfriend because, like I said, relationships are triggering to them. They start feeling too lovey-dovey. They start feeling like they're being smothered by the boyfriend. So they want to push the boyfriend away. Sometimes out of a fear of abandonment. Borderline girls have a major fear of abandonment. So they may break up with a guy because, they'd rather break up with you than you break up with them. They might be preemptive to a breakup because they don't want to feel those hurt feelings. They'd rather put all that pain on you. Like, for example, the girl that I love was constantly doing that to me. I'd love the shit out of her. I'd be the most sweetest, loving boyfriend ever. And then she would just push me the fuck away for absolutely no fucking reason. Like the last time me and her were together, she was homeless in her vehicle. Hey, Steve, can I come stay with you? I'm freezing to death in my car. Out of the kindness of my fucking heart, I was minding my own business. Of course you can come stay with me. This girl I actually loved, kind of a former ex-girlfriend. We never were really official, but we were like occasionally having sex, things like that, very close relationship. But so what I'm saying, guys, is she'd pour the love bomb on thick. Like, for example, when she was in her car, she started liking all my Facebook posts, which she never does that. She never likes any of my Facebook posts. And so that's an example of a love bomb. It's absolutely 100% fake, 100% an illusion. It's not real. They do the love bomb to manipulate you, to get their needs met, to get what they want. Like in this case, she wanted housing. So she knew that she had to butter me up, start liking all my shit, which she absolutely never does. She never interacts with me on Facebook. In fact, most of the time she keeps me on block because, because relationships trigger her, and she knows that I want to be a loving husband. I want to be a loving boyfriend to her. And yet I still get pushed away, which is absolutely 100% not fair, because I've never harmed a woman. But because of her intense PTSD of being beaten by all these guys, good guys like me get pushed the fuck away. So she would put that heartache on me constantly. Like one time she moved out on Christmas, the night before Christmas Eve, and left me absolutely fucking devastated. The next day I almost killed myself, literally almost killed myself. That's how fucking devastated and hurt I was. Do you see how she's putting that pain on me? She doesn't want to feel the pain. She didn't want guys to break up with her. So she's going to be preemptive to the breakup when she starts feeling emotionally close to a man. She's going to preemptive to the breakup because she doesn't want to feel suicidal. She doesn't want to feel that pain. So what is she going to do? She's going to put that on me, make me feel suicidal, make me feel the pain because she can't handle that pain. But that's why girls, narcissist, borderline girls, I'm actually eating breakfast right now. That's why narcissist girls, and borderlines, a lot of times they say they want to be single. That's the first reason, because they've had traumatic relationships where every time they broke up with a guy, because borderline girls break up with guys constantly, they'll do the love-hate cycle. They'll block them and then unblock them, block them, unblock them, block them, unblock them. And so that will cause behaviors in the boyfriend. Like, for example, the boyfriends are assaulting them. The boyfriends are getting upset. The boyfriends are smashing their windshield. And so what the BPD girl doesn't understand is it's her behavior that is setting off the guys in her life. Is that an excuse for the domestic violence? No, it is not. But it's the woman's mental illness. It's the woman's mental illness that triggered the guy to act out. And it's not right. The men shouldn't do that. I tell men all the time, if you feel like hurting your partner, go for a walk, leave the apartment. If you get in a fight with your girlfriend, leave the apartment. If you get in a fight with your wife, leave the apartment, because who's going to be the guilty one? The guy. That's why you get your shoes on and you get the fuck away from those people. If you have to divorce the person, divorce them. If you have to break up with a person, break up with them, because you can't be sitting in jail for domestic violence, because number one, you're going to lose all your guns. All your guns are going to go bye-bye. If you get any domestic violence charges, you can kiss your guns goodbye. So now you can't own any guns because you have a domestic violence charge. So that's why you don't engage in that domestic violence. You just get your shoes on and get the fuck out of there. Because borderline women and narcissist women will actually pick fights. They pick fights intentionally to set their boyfriends off, to get them upset. They do things unintentional, like they fear relationships, so they're going to break up with their boyfriend. Now their boyfriend wants to kill themselves, or their boyfriend gets assaultive. It's because the women it's because of the woman's mental illness. Like I said, they get these guys' hopes up, because they do that love bomb at first. They'll come in, they'll fuck the shit out of these guys. They'll act like the guy's girlfriend. And then that quickly moves to devaluement and then eventually discard. Like, for example, when the girl was living with me, when she was homeless in her car, my landlord, her little dogs were yapping on the overnight. They were yapping. I had a couple of neighbors that were stopping by like on the overnight accidentally. They were up all night anyway. And it was causing the dogs to yap. Yap, yap, yap. They were little dogs. And I had another neighbor that was getting up early to go to work. And so I think she complained to the landlord because she couldn't sleep, and she had to get up at like 7, which is understandable. And the apartment was a dog-free building. And so what does this borderline girl do? As soon as the landlord kicked her little dogs out, she immediately ghosted me, guys. She immediately moved in with a female, another one of her friends, a female. Then she ends up going like to the shelter with her sister, completely with absolutely no regard for the way it would make me feel at all. Because the truth was, she was using me 100% for housing, 100% using me. She didn't care about my feelings. She didn't love me. She didn't care about me. It was 100% using behavior. I've actually told this person, don't hit me up anymore. don't hit me up anymore because you just use me and leave. You use me and leave. So guess what? You're not going to come to my house anymore. You're not going to come to my apartment anymore because you just fucking use me and leave. And it's not happening anymore. Like next time she's homeless in her car, she's going to have to go to the shelter because she's not coming to my apartment. Because the last time I helped her, she just moved right the fuck out. Heartless behavior. Move right the fuck out. Again, leaving me devastated as one of her former boyfriends that's getting attached to her, because she did pour on that love bomb, being all sweet and nice to me while she's there. And then just breaks my heart. This same girl had done this to me many times, guys, like 5, 6 times. She left me devastated. Even my family was worried I was going to kill myself over this bitch. It was really fucking bad, guys. I mean, she would literally rip my fucking heart right out. So that's going to be the number one reason why narcissist females and borderline females say, I want to be single. You look at their Facebook, they're single, but they're like fucking one person, like a boyfriend, because they're telling that boyfriend, hey, I'll fuck you, but I'm not going to be your girlfriend because I don't like relationships. So it's like an open relationship. But then these men get nasty about her other guy friends. Like, for example, a week ago, the girl I graduated she's one of my friends. I care about her, but we're taking space from each other right now. She's like, she basically does have a boyfriend, but she's telling this guy that she just wants to be single because the same girl actually had domestic violence against her with a boyfriend. So again, do you see the being triggered by relationships? One of her last boyfriends beat her up. So that's why these girls say, I just want to be single, because they think, in their mind, if there's no breakup, then no one's going to assault me. If there's no breakup, no one's going to flip out on me. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they don't do the relationship, because they know they can't do it. They know they're going to just push this guy away anyway. They know that most of the time they're just using this person, even if they're just using them for sex. So there's many reasons why a narcissist or a borderline will say, I just want to be single, but it just doesn't make sense because, that they obviously do have a boyfriend. Like, for example, my high school friend, she's been like fucking like 1 or 2 people consistently. Like, she doesn't give me sex, and I'm actually really good in bed. I'm like a porn star in bed. I eat pussy. I can fuck like a champ. Last girl I fucked had 6 orgasms in one night. We went through 6 condoms in one night. So I'm on point sexually. Like, I'm actually really good in bed, but she don't fuck me. She just, because she already has a boyfriend. Let's be honest. My high school friend has a boyfriend that she's having sex with consistently, and like I said, the boyfriend gets nasty with me, being her friend. I'm like her guy friend. I'll text her, and then my high school friend will like recently she like barked back and told me she had asked me to take her to a Super Bowl bar, and I don't drink. And so then when I said no, she started getting nasty, talking about don't text me random messages. I don't want you to care about me. I got enough people that care about me. Do you see how she was lashing out at me when I said no to the Super Bowl bar? The reason why I said no to taking her to the Super Bowl bar is, number one, I didn't have any money at the time because I was fired from my job. And so I literally had 2 nickels to rub together. So I couldn't be buying her all kinds of alcohol at this bar. Number 2, I'm a recovered alcoholic, which means I don't drink at all. I'm 100% sober off alcohol. And so being in a bar is going to be incredibly tempting for an alcoholic. They put that frosty beer in front of me. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm probably going to want to drink it. That's why I don't put myself in that temptation and go to a bar. Do you see the lack of empathy? This person knows that I don't drink. My high school friend knows I don't drink. But her lack of empathy, because she's a narcissist, she has a major lack of empathy. She didn't care if I fell off the wagon. She didn't care if I broke my sobriety. She just was thinking about herself, And so like I said, guys, there's many reasons why narcissists say they want to be single, but that relationship trigger is one of them. They think if I stay single, no one's going to beat me up because there's no breakup. Because probably every time they broke up with a guy, they got punched in the head or they got their windshield smashed. So now they think if I'm single, I can just, there's no breakup. And so the men aren't going to get upset, you know? But it's really rotten to her other friends. Like, for example, the same narcissistic girl, she literally acts like I'm her husband. You know, I'm like super loving and sweet to her. She wants me to be her husband. She wants me to be her, like, basically boyfriend without the title. You know, 2 days ago, she asked me to put her internet in my name. I said no to that. I don't mix my financial situation. You know, and how did she respond? She didn't even text me back. She didn't even answer my text message. What is that? She's punishing me. She's giving me the silent treatment because I said no to putting the internet in my name. Why the fuck would I put the internet in my name and run up her? She's going to run up a bill and then I got to pay for it? No fucking way. First of all, you're not my girlfriend. Second of all, I don't mix my financial situation with anybody. And then finally, guys, the second reason why women say, I just want to be single, narcissists and borderline women say, I just want to be single, is because it gives them a license to cheat. These women are actually, these narcissists, borderline girls are actually oftentimes, not everyone, because I know there's good borderline girls out there. They always leave nasty comments in my comment section saying, I'm borderline and I'm a good girl. I know there's good borderline girls out there that are pretty well behaved for the most part. You know, there's like quiet borderlines and things like that that might be better behaved. But the second reason why they do that is so they can have a license to cheat on their partner, the person that they are having sex with. They say, I just want to be single. That way they can and they put the ultimatum down. They say, I'm not going to fuck you unless you're okay with me being single. So of course the guy wants the pussy. So he says, yeah, you can be single, but we can still have sex. You know, oftentimes these are antisocial personality men, so they don't really give a fuck because they don't care about anyone anyway. They don't really care if they're the girl's boyfriend because they don't give a shit about the girlfriend anyway because they're antisocial. So that's the second reason, guys. They want that license to cheat. Like my narcissist friend that I was in love with, she literally had 30 or 40 boyfriends on her Facebook. At any one given night, she could call for sex. That's why me and her would have sex like once a year, because she had 20 fucking boyfriends. She had so much narcissistic supply.